I have a song I'm gonna sing.
Hello, I'm Richard Siao, the founder for VOICE and the executive director for the VOICE Foundation. A while ago, we received a message on Instagram, and I want to read that message to you. The message read, "Hello, good morning. I'd like to kindly ask for assistance concerning an issue. So there's been this woman who has been living in the streets of my community for almost 2 months now with all her belongings. No access to food, water, or even portable toilet facility. I and my family have done our best to feed her on a daily basis. However, we have realized that she's beginning to act weird and sound weird these days. She talks to herself and most at times weeps on her own. We believe whatever she's going through is beginning to affect her mentally and psychologically. My mom tried talking to her and she admits she had been sacked from her matrimonial home. Her family are far away in the north and there's no means in reaching them. What made matters worse is that her husband recently came to our neighborhood and polluted the residents' minds that she's a witch. Hence, the daily contribution she used to receive has ceased. She's planning on moving to another community, but I fear that she might do something worse to herself. Please come to her aid." We later received another message from him shortly after sending this. He says, "She sleeps outside day and night. There's the fear of being raped or even killed. We plead your assistance." So this was as scary as this sounds and as heartbreaking as it was for us to hear. I reached out to the VOICE community. The VOICE community is just a group of young people. We empower to own their voices against violence and discrimination. And the VOICE Foundation is also fights against marginalized issues, gender-based violence, and its related mental health issues. So I reached out to the VOICE community, just a bunch of young people. And it was amazing how they reacted to this in as early and as fast as they could. And it wasn't surprising because most of these young people know what it means to be marginalized. Most of these young people understand what it means to be misunderstood. So they quickly came to the aid of this woman with the little that they have. Most of these young people are students and they are not even workers, but they understood the plight of this woman, and it was amazing how they gave. And it was just a matter of days, and these young people did so well, and they contributed to the cause. We also had some donations from the Hope Alliance Foundation. They were also amazing, helping us with some groceries like rice, oil and stuff like that to also help the woman in her feeding. So we quickly got this in about 2 days' time. We're set to go. There was another voice coming from the north who met us at Taifa, Burkina. That was where the woman was situated. And there was another voice who also was studying at the time at UCC. And she also came to Accra to make sure that we are able to do the donations and reach out to this woman. So we got to the place and we had an encounter with a family that have been helping this woman all this while. I spoke to the mother and we had this short interview that I'd like you to listen to.
I'm Pela Sari, and there's a woman, about 2 months ago, we saw a woman sleeping outside on the streets near our home. So we thought maybe she's mad or something. But the way I used to see her, she's not all that mad. But you could see that she's in a very difficult situation, that she has no one to be of help. So I decided to get closer to her as a Christian and being a woman too. Seeing her bathing outside at dawn. Sometimes when I'm going to church early in the morning around 5:30, I'll see her bathing outside and things. So I got closer to her and I asked her some few questions, and she said she was first living at this place, Boedria area, and a man came to marry her, but she's from the north, so she's called Ramatu, and the man brought her to Accra. So they were living in this area around Burkina Station, and the man left her without any notice. So after their money has finished for the rental, the landlady brought her outside the room. She went to the market one day. When she came, her things were outside and they've locked up everything. So she went to ask the woman, and the woman said, your husband said I should throw you out because he's not coming back. And due to those things, she has to sleep outside. So I decided to give her money so that she can go back to her family people. But she said she has lost the mother, the father, and she has only one sister, and the sister too is not ready to accommodate her, so she can't go. So the only help I can give her was to give her food morning and evening. And I don't own this place. The landlady will not allow me to accommodate anyone. Even receiving visitors here is a problem. The moment someone comes in, those around will tell her I used to bring a lot of people in, because this is my heart desire, to help people. If you are in need, I can be of help. Even if she was supposed to sleep here, I'll be a little bit comfortable. But seeing her sleeping outside, so I used to discuss with my son. And it was just yesterday my son told me that she has found an agency and you are doing this kind of thing. So he has told you. So you'll be coming around to see the woman. So this is her story.
So are you the only person that's reaching out to her to help her?
And they are even accusing me that some people even talk, they say, unim no, ebi kro ye bosom. And our ba na woman is kana woman e I say, even so ye bosom a, ontimi nkumi, cause me any bone.
So in your own thinking or in your own ideas, how do you think we can best help this woman?
Before my son talked to you people, I was thinking that I'll get closer to her again and find out if I can take her to her place, the family people. But she's still refusing. So I think if we can give her a shelter, because sleeping outside is very dangerous.
So afterwards, talking to this woman, we knew that this issue was way bigger than we thought. And if you would get the opportunity to see the documentary that we've worked on 2 pieces before, and the one from the north, basically when these women are going through psychological issues or mental health issues, usually it's attributed to witchcraft. And there's another, I think I'll put it somewhere in the link for you to watch, where we did a whole advocacy against the killings of women in the north, because they're accused of witchcraft. So this was such a similar issue, but we did not expect that this woman was so far gone mentally that it was hard for us to make communication with her.
Because we any party say said I would die and a hard dream. What I say? Because they see I wait the whole day. Once they be a mutual and I'm a fro na ebu am a coffee drink a bro. A hamming ya. What I say?
But you saw how we patches over but much Mr. Unfa Muda. What for the same way? To me, so what for the woman sing way, and to me, what GD say? Means so, remember some quadia.
Shortly after that, we also spoke to the guy, the hero of the story, who reached out to us, hoping that we could be able to come to her aid.
Okay, so I think 2 months ago, I saw her sitting here, and I thought it was going to be for some short duration. I didn't even know she was going to sleep here for a very long time. And then I realized that as time went on, day and night, she was still sleeping here. So occasionally, I bring food to her. I haven't spoken to her directly before, but my mom has, and from what my mom has said, it seems like she has been sacked from her matrimonial home and she's here. So The reason why I wrote was because of the way the weather keeps changing these days. It becomes hot and becomes cold, and she stays right under the clouds. So if it's sunny, she feels it. If it's rainy, she feels it. And our neighborhood is not a safe place to be, especially for a woman, because just opposite here is a spot. When they get drunk, anything can happen. Yes, that's why I decided to write to reach you. Yeah.
We reached out to people as often as we could to see if we can take the woman from that place to another place, but we did not get the help. And we wish there was a space, there was a room, there was something, somewhere, somehow, where we can help women like her, where we can help situations like hers, because she needs psychological help, she needs mental health care. But it's impossible to do that now because of accommodation issues that they ask for when you go to these mental health facilities, and the ability to even buy the required drugs and the medicines for her and all of those things is quite complicated. Even recently we had another issue, another case that we could not deal with. So we are just hoping for a time, for a period where we'll be able to help women like Ramatu, not just by donating to her and leaving her to her fate, but to thoroughly help her with accommodation, with mental health care, because these young people's main intention is to be empowered as well, but also to, create awareness on gender-based violence and its related mental health issues. And by virtue of doing that, we did not expect to come across such sad situations such as Ramatu's and the rest. So I hope you enjoyed this documentary, and we are looking forward to your help and your support in any way that you can. And wherever you are, just be a voice for the voiceless, because these people need it. You can also help with what we are doing by just subscribing, sharing this video, liking this video, telling someone about this menace that's happening in Ghana and around the world, and also clicking on our Patreon account, patreon.com/VOIICE. You can also join this movement to making it stronger and bigger, and by empowering voices of the voiceless.
But I'm gonna sing out loud, and you won't ignore it. You can't ignore it.